Let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Podcast76. I'm Ruskeydoo.
And I'm Grey.
And I'm really sleepy today because I didn't get much sleep last night because of elections. Are you sleepy?
I'm doing okay, actually.
Okay, you didn't stay up for stuff.
Well, no, once I saw the possibility of a hung parliament, I was just like, okay, sure, I'm just going to go to bed, find out what's happening in the morning, because you're not going to find... Because once that was announced, it was like, we're not going to know anything until, like, 5, 6 in the morning.
Late, so give it up, yeah. Okay, well, right. I've explained why I'm sleepy. That's enough of politics. We're into fantasy world people shooting each other.
Perfect. Much more happy.
Excellent.
Death and destruction.
Yeah, but no, controlled death and destruction. That doesn't actually hurt anyone. Lovely,
it's true.
Cuddly death and destruction. I do sometimes think, when I'm explaining, I play hours and hours in this game where we're just repeatedly killing each other and coming back to life. Is that a bit weird?
Well, according to a surprising amount of the population, no.
Yeah, no, true.
And if enough people like it, it can't be wrong.
Yes. Without further thinking about that, what's happened this week? Well, we've had an update. We've had a preview of the art book. They are implementing a new lever policy. Mystery Heroes is getting looked at. The dances for the event are going to be tied to the event unless someone says something different. Someone called Dafran, a popular streamer, has been suspended from play. And there's a double XP weekend. And there is a tracer Figma.
Not a typo.
Yes.
It's a Figma.
It's a Figma.
It is a Figma.
It's not a figment of your imagination.
I almost made that joke, and then I decided even for me that's too low.
Yes, and I went there. That says a lot, I feel.
I'm definitely with you there. Okay, so, update.
Yes. It was really
Exciting.
a nothing update. It was fixing the bugs. But there is one bug they fixed which was pretty big, and that is you can now dance on the payload while it moves.
It seems like a bizarre bug to have had. I wonder how that happened.
Well, okay, right. So it's got a moving animation that's like designed to stay in a particular place, and they probably just forgot to say it has the same origin point as a payload if you're on the payload.
Maybe. Yeah. I have no idea. I don't know how this particular mechanic works, but sure, I'm willing to believe it.
Yes, sure, it's a thing. So that was that. Oh, in fact, tangent already. But there is something we don't have in the show notes, which is a really weird bug that people have been playing with.
Tell me.
Okay, have you seen how you can shoot through walls?
Wait, what?
Yes. Okay, you haven't seen how you can shoot through walls.
I've not seen how you can shoot through walls.
Under very, very specific circumstances, you can shoot through walls. It's so contrived, it's never, ever going to be a problem, but it is now a known bug. Okay, so let me explain how it works. You know how you have a shield poking through a wall slightly?
Yes.
Okay. If you fire a projectile, which would normally go through a shield, at that shield poking through the wall at just the right sweet spot, it doesn't go through the wall.
Okay.
However, if the wall in question is one of like a gate or something, which will be raised at some later date in the map once the payload has got somewhere, and the shield is poking through, and you fire a projectile, which is normally go through a shield at just the sweet spot where it goes through the wall that's going to disappear in a minute, it will go through the wall.
Right.
But I mean, you can't see what's on the other side of the wall.
Oh, you can with Widowmakers.
Hands are widow. So it could possibly be a thing, but...
No, because you've got to hit that sweet spot, which means you need to be at an angle, and they need to be at a...
also,
that's not going to work.
The enemy has to have their shield poking through the wrong wall, so...
Oh, does it have to be the enemy shield rather than the friendly shield? Okay.
Because, I don't think it does the same hit reg on your own shields, although I'm not sure anyone's tested that.
So I assume things like Ryan's Fire Strike can go through walls then?
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Fire strikes, Symmetra balls, that kind of stuff.
Huh. So, be careful if you're a monkey.
Yeah, because you can...
Because that's the one that's, big here, right?
Static, so that you get... Yeah.
Okay.
But that's never going to happen, so let's not worry about it.
Wonderful. Sweet.
Okay. The preview of the art book.
Now, a while ago, we did mention that they're releasing this sort of, limited edition art book, and Kotaku got to look inside said art book.
A sneaky peek.
Yes, a sneaky peek. A lot of it's just sprays. I'm kind of disappointed in that. No, but seriously, like, there's 2 pages of sprays, and I'm just like, I've got all those in game. This is not anything.
Yeah, but it's like, lovely glossy ones that you can look at, and having them all together in a, it does mean something, right?
Does it? Does it mean anything? What does it mean? Tell me what it means.
It shows the design process of what they think they should do with sprays. Look, if they just have 1 2-page spread, in fact, no, they're going to have one for each character, aren't they? But they're saying about designing the sprays and, the aesthetic of it.
But I kind of want more text and more, like, sketches and more, like, here's how we, came up with this. And I don't know, I'd like to see more stuff about the backstory of the hero. We do get a nice one about Lucio. Lucio, we see some of the early art for him, and it's the aesthetic is quite different, and I really like that, and I want more of that sort of stuff. I'm hoping it's chock full of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the Lucio stuff they have in there is actually pretty crazy. Like, we're talking like graphic
really cool
equalizer
looking.
Trousers and turntables on hips and craziness.
Yes.
But yeah,
no,
I mean, the
think
other
it
stuff
looks
in there
really
is kind of cool. It's got sketches of like Anna and Bastion, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be lovely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely.
If you're into this sort of thing, you'll probably enjoy this sort of thing.
Although if you're really into this sort of thing and you're going to buy the book, maybe don't spoil it. Maybe wait till you've got a lovely physical copy in your hands and you can,
I'm down
pour
with
over
that.
it.
Yeah, no, I think, to be fair, it's not a great preview in terms of, like, it's a couple of pages and it looks like a relatively thick book.
Yeah. Ooh, sprays. Another really, really tiny little tidbit that is worth mentioning.
Go on.
Do you remember ages and ages ago, I banged on about someone had the idea of making a pillow spray for Anna so you can sleep someone and spray a pillow under them?
Yes.
In the PTR, the pillow spray is there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. I'll
It's
get
amazing.
that.
Yeah,
I assume it's
so
there
good.
for the next event then, the Lunar Horizons event.
Maybe. Well, right. No, it won't be connected to Lunar Horizons, I don't think, because there's Lunar Horizons stuff in the game already. Like the Winston skin for Lunar Horizons is in the game.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I only noticed this today.
What do you mean? Tell me
if
more.
If you look in the hero gallery, under Winston, he has an epic skin, which is the Lunar Horizon reskin.
Huh.
And it's a bit orange and a bit yellow. And it really bugs me because it has Horizon like written on the big flanges of Winston's backpack. But on one side, it's really offset to the side. And on one side, it's centered.
Oh, why would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, you tend not to look at them at the same time because they're on different sides. But
I don't care.
it's a
Why
bit
would
weird.
you do that? That's just...
I don't
Shame.
even. I don't have any answers, Gray, is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Shall we move on from these things that upset us so?
Yes. The new lever policy. Well, it's something they're taking into consideration.
Well, no, it sounds like they've got a new policy they're intending that they're in the middle of implementing.
Yeah.
But basically what it is currently you can get banned from a competitive season by throwing a certain amount of games. If you leave a certain amount of games that are in progress, you can eventually get banned from playing competitive. What they're implementing is if you get banned from a certain amount of seasons, you're just banned for good.
Which is extreme.
I think it makes sense.
It does. I mean, okay, right. So I'm actually going to read the section on this because I think this went further than a lot of people thought they were going to go. Okay, so quoting here. Our philosophy has been that we would rather not have levers playing the game at all. Open brackets, especially in competitive play, close brackets.
Yes.
Wow, that's a bomb right there.
Yeah, well, I think it makes a lot of sense in terms of we just don't want people who are ruining other people's games to be playing the game. Like, they value the game highly.
If you've got a dodgy internet connection, it's going to make playing competitive terrifying, but maybe you shouldn't be playing if you have a dodgy internet connection that's going to be screwing up X many games for people. So
I wonder what the threshold is. Because I think it must be quite high, because people can throw a lot of games.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But I really like that Blizzard is kind of taking this much more, well, they're being a lot more proactive about sorting out leaving and throwing, in fact. Should we move on to the next one? Because this is kind of like
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so another forum post by, I think this is Jeff, is it? Yeah, it's Jeff.
This is Jeff, yeah.
Okay. So they're talking about, like, off the back of this, someone mentioned, banning throwers, and they're saying, yeah, Yeah, we need to get on that. And that it's something that they're actively working on. And they do say that they want people to keep reporting, and that's really important.
I can imagine that if they're doing machine learning, and I think they are, that's the sort of thing where you can start looking at what people are doing and where people are, positions on maps, where throwers will often go, because throwers will often jump off things or hide in certain parts of the map so they don't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, we should stress that I think this is deliberately going for people who are very, very deliberately throwing the game by attempting not to play.
Yes,
because
or people who are quite doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because there is this lingo in Overwatch now where this person's throwing the game by playing a slightly off meta hero, right?
Yes.
And we're not talking about that.
We're talking about... No, I'm not. Are you?
Okay. Well, I don't know if Jeff is. I assume he's not.
No, because they have even the text in the report menu about what throwing is not.
Throwing is, of course, yeah, because we specify what throwing is and what throwing is not.
Absolutely. There you go. Done. Sweet.
Yeah. Cool. I hope they do that. So here's one thing I'd also like to see happen. So they're getting all this data on. I presume if lots and lots of different people in different games report someone as throwing, then they'll be now this has shown up on our radar. I hope they also have a lookout for
people who are reporting people for throwing who are not clearly not throwing. Yes,
exactly. If someone is reporting loads and loads of people who don't get reported by anyone else, then that person needs to be seen to as well. Or at the very least, their thing needs to be ignored.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it'd be interesting to kind of see that happen the other way and see whether that would have any consequences. I'm kind of, it's interesting. I don't know. I haven't thought about it enough whether I'd say, people who continuously report people for throwing are probably doing bad things themselves. Is that a correlation that you can make?
I think, it feels like you should have a word with them. If they're just getting it wrong, you need to be well, in fact, you can just ignore it. Just if someone doesn't get it, then just ignore their opinion. Who cares? And as long as they're not making the game worse for other people in other ways, then whatever.
Yeah, sure. No, but I'm wondering if maybe people who report people for throwing, who are clearly not throwing, as far as Blizzard can, as far as everyone else can tell, if those people tend to be bad for the player experience overall.
I would suspect so, but I think if they're being bad in a different way, let them be punished for that. Because if their only crime is that they report people for throwing after games and they're not toxic in the game, then what harm are they really doing?
That's fair. No, fair
Assuming
enough.
that no one's getting banned unjustly, of course.
Fair enough.
But yeah, the other small tidbit on this one is the other thing they want to do with the report thing is to give some kind of feedback to the user, so it doesn't just feel that you're shouting into a void,
Yeah, I think this is really good. I think that any time that you can get that sense of justice, and it's one of those things of it can be positive feedback of this thing that I did made a difference.
The thing is, there's only one way to do this, right? Just getting back a kind of cookie cutter message that says, your report has been logged. That'll mean nothing.
Yes.
The only way they can really give a meaningful feedback on this is if they have something along the lines of a little thing comes up on your screen saying, this person you reported, loads of other people have reported them and we fixed them.
Yes. I think even just saying one of the players that you reported for X has now been banned. Yeah. We appreciate your input. I don't think they have to call out specific users.
Yeah, in fact, they have to not call out specific users. Really, so yeah.
Yeah, so anything where you can do that. Though, you say that, but do you remember what they did for the in China where they would call people out for hacking? And they posted those publicly?
Oh, yeah.
So they're not
against it. Yeah, totally.
I just don't know whether that's better overall.
Yes. Now, I think we should skip ahead a couple because this kind of connects into the DeFran suspension thing, right?
Yes, I think it does.
Okay, would you care to explain the situation, Grey?
So essentially, a player called Defran, who streams Overwatch and is a relatively popular streamer, got into Overwatch contenders. And during some of his games, he clearly did not participate in the spirit of the competition.
He was clearly throwing. In fact,
yes.
He was encouraging people on his stream to throw. And in fact, he was targeting like a specific other player, saying people should watch this other player's stream, join at the same time as that player, and if they get on the same team as that player, they should throw the game.
Yes.
This person's a jerk.
This person is a complete dick. They did this whole Twitter message of, hey, fuck everyone, I don't care what you all think as well. And you just go...
Well, here's the thing. It does just sound like they're young and stupid, and in a year or so, they're really going to regret this.
Possibly. Some people end up not regretting it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the ban is like forever, is it?
I think it says here, actually, I'm sure.
And it's disqualified from all future Blizzard-sanctioned tournament play for the duration of this competitive season. Okay.
There you go.
So it's not
it's
forever,
not forever.
But yeah, they are doing something about it.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things, though. I think that sort of public action can just... A lot of people have been like, hey, Blizzard, are you not going to do something about all these throwers? And just this sort of public action, I think...
Someone doing it so, publicly.
Absolutely. And them taking action is a good step.
Okay, here's what I don't like about it, though.
Go on.
Is the reason that they kind of got them on this. And it's the rule which states all competitors and spectators are required to act in a respectful, sportsmanlike manner at all times. That's so vague and woolly.
Yes.
I mean...
Oh, is it a bit like the whole thing of arresting someone for like some minor violation? What was it? Is it Al Capone that they got him on a parking ticket or something like that?
It's the kind of... Well, so... In this case, I think that's just such a woolly thing that I guess it's just there so that if anyone really oversteps the boundaries, they can say, we have this catch-all, you've not been right about it. But a load of spectators are going to be a lot more obnoxious. If there's streams of this, then I bet there's going to be people like posting horrible stuff in those streams. Are they going to get, suspended from being able to play Overwatch from X amount of time?
I imagine if, what it could be for is do you remember what's happened through some of the Hearthstone streams where people have called out for people to do horrific things to themselves in the middle of the stream?
Yeah.
If you had linked that account to a Blizzard account, being able to punish them for that, I don't think is outside the bounds, right?
It's not a bad thing.
No. It's all in the execution, right?
I guess here's what I'm getting at is that okay, so lots of people are throwing and lots of people are being jerks. And if we're going to do this to one person, we need to at least make an effort to be consistent. Yes,
I agree.
So, I think, I'm really behind Blizzard on this one, but I'm saying...
Go further?
Go that extra distance.
I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. I assume this is something that they must be looking into, how they can manage this, because I assume it's a bigger problem than they thought it would be.
Maybe. Although, so flip side, new season started, and I'm having an absolutely wonderful time. I am something like 19 games in, and I don't think I've had someone being a massive jerk in a single game.
I had one, but that was it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, things seem a lot better than they were. I don't understand.
I wonder if it's a new season thing.
Oh, there is a new season. People are like, okay, let's actually hold our shit together.
They're in their try-hard mode.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I do remember, the beginning of last season, we were particularly enjoying the season as well.
Yeah.
But then again, the beginning of last season, we also had all the changes which did make the season way better.
Oh, in fact, anecdote time. There was a wonderful game I played with just 5 other randoms, and we lost. But it was close, and... After the game, we were all just saying, "Yeah, that was close. Well done." And someone chimed in with, "This is weird. No one's raging. I don't know how to act now. This is all just a bit. I'm out of my comfort zone. What's going on?"
Yes, those games are nice. You do occasionally have those games where you're just like, "Wow, that was lovely." But it's even better when you win.
Yeah, obviously. It's much
Obviously.
more fun winning, as
Absolutely.
Jeff proved last week. But yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's all the kind of grim, unhappy stuff we have to talk about.
Well, there's the dancers.
Are they grim and unhappy?
Well, they are staying tied to only this event.
Okay, so this is a tweet. It's from Overwatch. Someone tweeted at Play Overwatch and said, I wonder what the dance emotes are unlockable. Is that? Wait.
That.
I wonder that. Okay, right. It's not that they're terrible. It's I'm terrible.
I think they're still terrible.
Let me take a breath and try this again. I wonder that the dance emotes are unlockable just in the anniversary. No, that's not English.
Exactly.
Right, okay. Okay. Or that they will be unlockable after the event.
I assume you want to say what because you want it to be weather, but your brain interjected and said, no, there's an AT there.
I don't even... It's a tweet. We're not going to get too hard on these people.
I am.
They might not even have English as their first language.
I don't care.
And they probably speak English better than I speak every other language in the world.
That's quite possibly true.
But anyway, the actual juicy bit is that Overwatch replied, the dance emotes are Overwatch anniversary event items. Full stop.
Yes.
So, like, some people are taking it that this means that the dancer is going to be stuck in this crate forever.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which, although a lot of people have been really salty about, I'm not sure it's that bad.
This is one of the things where it's one of the few items that you'll actually be able to, that you'll only get for the heroes you really care about, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I'm not going to end up with the Lucio one. Because most other Overwatch events, I've always ended up with pretty much everything that I really care about.
Yeah.
And this one, like, what I really care about is going to have to be much, much narrower. And so...
Because there's so much there.
Exactly. And I'm kind of okay with this overall. Like, it makes me a little bit sad, but at the same time, it's like, okay, no, I have to care about the heroes I care about, not just get everything.
Well, right. Here's winding it back to what I think is really important. That all of the actual game-affecting content goes out to everyone for free. That's maps, that's heroes, there's no, like, weapon unlocks or anything. So, if we want the game to carry on being updated, there's two ways that Blizzard get revenue, and they need revenue to keep updating this because they have to justify, them working on it. The two ways they get revenue are people buying the game new or people buying alt accounts, which that's going to trickle off, and it's cosmetics and crates. So if the fact that there's sometimes cosmetics that I want and I don't get, that if that means that Overwatch keeps being updated and keeps being free for everyone playing, then I'm okay to pay that price.
Absolutely.
And I think anyone who says they're not okay to pay that price really needs to think about that.
Yes. I'd rather play the game with no skins and all the heroes and new maps than have to continually pay for new heroes.
Yeah.
I think that's much better.
Well, and also, small silver lining on top of that, it's going to keep the anniversary a relevant update. Because if they keep some real gold content for the anniversary, for instance, if every year when the anniversary comes around, we know there's going to be some gold in there, then that makes the anniversary a real thing that people are going to look forward to, right?
Absolutely, because there's actually not loads else, because it felt like the Uprising event in some ways was bigger. I do wonder if the Uprising event would have been better as an anniversary event.
Yeah, that's been speculated. But, I mean, that was kind of a different thing. I mean, it could have been. Maybe if they had that every year. Who knows? Maybe they will do next time.
Well, they've done 2 PvE events so far. Yes. And if they keep doing like 2 a year, I think that'll be fantastic because they're a lot of fun.
It'd be kind of phenomenal, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Although,
no pressure, Blizzard.
Again with the PvE, I did have this thought after it. It was great and all, but the amount of effort they put into that, what if they put that into just game content?
Depends. What if that overall effort actually brings back more people overall and brings back more people who buy loot boxes, which does fund more overall? Yeah.
And in fact, maybe it also is leading to the development of stuff that'll be implemented later.
Absolutely.
For instance, if Overwatch gets compared to MOBAs a lot, what if they use the bot technology to make a MOBA game where you had 3 lanes and you had to work out where your heroes were going to go
and other things like that? I don't know. There's a lot of room for expansion in the future.
But, I mean, just bringing it back to the initial topic, this tweet from @Overwatch doesn't actually say that this definitely going to stay that way. I suspect it is, but things could change in the future. Don't rule anything out.
I'm ruling everything out. It's only going to be loot boxes in the anniversary update that we're going to get these dances ever. The end.
Good. But they have given us a little boost to get all of the items from this update.
Tell me more.
Well, this is one of those features we have on the show where by the time you're listening to this, it's gone. So there's not a lot of point us telling you this except to make you feel bad about the thing you missed. There's a double XP weekend this weekend. We're recording on the Friday, by the way.
Yes. So good luck.
Yeah, it turns out you get XP pretty fast because, well, twice as fast, really.
Yeah, but the weird thing about this is it screws up leveling, right? Because
it does skew it.
It means that people who, I suppose probably not by that much, but it can like inflate where people are and are not relative to each other.
How much they played. But was anyone actually using someone's level to judge that?
Probably not, but some people look up or down at people with gold, silver, bronze borders.
I guess.
Some people
gold weapons.
Gold weapons. It's all about gold weapons.
Let's be real. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, that's the thing.
Congratulations.
Another little tidbit from the forums is that Mystery Heroes is being looked at.
Yes. Yes.
Mystery Heroes being where you all go into a game and everyone just gets assigned a random hero.
Now, there's several difficulties with this game mode. One of which is using ultimates can be difficult because it can be one, difficult to build them, and two, if you die, you lose them. And two, like, you don't want to just spaff them, so you kind of have to, because otherwise you might just die.
If you die, it's gone, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And also it means that, like, if you're playing a hero that you don't enjoy or aren't very good at, what do you do? Especially if you don't die.
Well, I'm going to throw it out there. If you don't want to play a particular hero, what are you doing in Mystery Heroes?
That's fair enough.
Because, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to be upfront about this. I don't really enjoy Mystery Heroes, and I don't really play Mystery Heroes.
Rusky, how dare you?
I recognise that Mystery Heroes it does a particular thing, and some people really dig that particular thing. So they're kind of trying to get rid of the thing where you're in spawn at the beginning and it tells you to choose your heroes, and you're thinking, but why should I choose my hero? It's going to go random as soon as the game begins. They're getting rid of that and stuff. So
yes. Well,
so
anyway, Jeff is on the forums and saying there are going to be some changes coming to Mystery Heroes, and there are some different things they're going to try out. And I think it just goes along generally with their line of they're trying to improve all the arcade modes, like 1v1, 3v3, and they're just adding little tweaks to make those game modes more enjoyable and have more longevity.
But also, on the Jeff talking about on the forums, he's asking people what their thoughts are on Mystery Heroes. So if you personally, listener, enjoy Mystery Heroes and play it however much, whatever, go on the forums, make your voice heard, be a statistic. Because being a statistic is sometimes a bad thing, but sometimes a good thing. Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
I'm glad. I think if nothing else, the past couple of days have proven that making your voice heard is important and does make a difference.
No, we're done with politics.
I'm talking about...
We're not... We're not bringing that into this. We're in a fantasy world.
Move on.
Okay. Lastly, there is a thing called a Figma tracer.
Tell me more about this Figma tracer, because I just find the word Figma to be really...
It's an odd one, isn't it?
It just leads... It's like I'm trying to say figment or figure, but I've just, there's mush in my mouth and I've done it wrong.
Yes. Well, it's an action figure.
Opposable action figure.
Yes. In fact, it's a really cool opposable action figure as opposable action figures go. Opposable? No, posable. There's a video. It's got a great articulation. You can, put Tracer in whatever pose you so desire, and there's like a transparent little armature that she can hang from, so she can do all those dynamic, jumpy, shooty things.
Yes. I am quite impressed. How do the hands work? Are those articulated?
No. It's the same with in the video, the mouth can be open or shut. I suspect that you just unplug and you've got multiple variations. You just whack it.
That makes sense. Sense.
But it's pretty detailed. And,
I have to say, I feel like this is actually in some ways a better tracer model than any other tracer figures that I've seen.
Yeah, I think these are the best of the best action figure type things we've got so far. The proportions are in keeping with the game. They don't have massive heads or whatever. They're posable. Yeah, I think it's great. If you're into figures, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely feeling like these are the best ones so far. Is that hook on her back? I see. That's quite clever. I like that. Well, I assume
that
the fact that you can pose her in ways that like she couldn't actually support herself gravitationally.
Yeah, and it can be like action shots and stuff.
Absolutely. That's quite cool. I hadn't thought of that as a solution. I like that. Good job, whoever did that.
Yeah,
well done, Figma.
If I was into little figures and stuff, I might buy this one. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well, I'll tell you whose figure I am considering buying.
Right.
Do you remember back in the TF2 days, I bought a spy figurine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that same person is now doing Genji figurines in the exact same style. Yes.
Oh, wow. So you could. No, it was like a lovely bust, wasn't it? Very artistically
it was
done.
Very, very well done, and it looks gorgeous, and I absolutely love it. And I have it, carefully kept to the side, and I adore it. I think it was well worth what I spent on it. Yeah. And so I'm thinking, Genji one, why not?
It's kind of like marking the major characters in your computer game playing life.
Absolutely. Now I just need them to do Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII, and I'll be set.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I dare say if you message them, they might.
I think that might be a bit more, because that's a one-off commission rather than a...
I can imagine if they did a Cloud, a lot of people could dig that.
That's fair enough.
I mean, it's not exactly super obscure, and no one would want that.
It's true, and they are doing the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary version of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Okay. I'll pop them a message.
Cool.
Anyway.
And on that tangent, which has nothing to do with Overwatch,
I've been Grey.
And I've been Ruskeydoo.
And we'll see you next week.
We should get on that double XPing. That's what we should do.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Excellent. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.